Shalom, Shalom, Shabbat, Adonai. Welcome to the Sixth Exodus program. Thank you for listening. The name of this segment is Part 15 for Requests for Customs and Courtesies. This segment is mainly going to be talking about planners and planning departments for government and development board, infrastructure engineers, long-term planning. This segment is going to consist of infrastructure engineers, not only in buildings, but planning and long-term planning for housing and development board to establish these committees. Also, the highway, roads, highways planning and development, highway technology, highway systems management. I think that we need to implement these government and management plans for highways. Very important. Pavement management, bridge management, road management, traffic management, design, annual maintenance, improvements, tools and updating tools for labor, management inventory systems, procedures to reach goals, highway of roads, doing all inventory, inspection, and cost, conditions and deterioration, signals, signs, procedures, and material, scheduling, payroll, uniform, grass cutting, including morale. In other words, I'm saying that we should have a manager to take care of the inventory and set the goals on the other side as far as management, including pavement of roads, the frequency in the pavement, how much it's going to require, the bridge management, and the cost of it, road management and traffic management, managing all these things on a long-term goal. This includes under the infrastructure and engineers, but focusing on highway technology and highway safety management systems. Okay, I want to say that we need to use roads better and more productive than how they're being used in our captivity. We need to have annual maintenance or quarterly maintenance. Inventory systems. We'll be able to keep track of all these things. There will be 17 provinces that we will go back to, and within those provinces, we need to set up how they're going to function as far as a ministry or province and how to be able to tackle these goals. We need to improve transportation services, bus, train, Airbus systems. It means flying in the air. And Sedgeway systems to be able to get to the mountain of God. Everything will be focused on getting to Jerusalem. All systems. Also, we want to say that we want to open trade for all surrounding countries, focusing on Africa, Saudi Arabia, China, and Europe. On the southern end of the border, there are, I think, a likely possibility of building a canal in the most southern part of the border, and that we can be able to receive freight and start a highway delivery and transportation system once we be able to go through. And we had our land and planning development engineers to be able to segregate our roads, our provinces, and our cities, and to be able to put what we have in those provinces, meaning businesses, factories. Once we get those set up, and then we can go ahead and start land transportation and be able to receive goods and properties from other countries and open our ports. But in the southern port, I think we need to build a canal 70 by 50 so that we can receive cargo. Trucks to be able to move freight to the desired places where they need to go for delivery and for imports and exports. There are other ports that we can use also that I think will be beneficial, but I think the most frequent is in the very southern part to be able to use the Suez Canal to connect all the nations together. China, as I said before, these ports will facilitate the needs of neighboring countries, China, Saudi Arabia, Africa, the UAE, Yemen, Europe is the most productive in the southern part so that we can be able to facilitate in other surrounding countries. Okay, this ends the section on infrastructure engineers, planning, the Government of Housing and Development Board. Okay. Now, I think also that I would like to request that every city that we have when we return back to the land of our ancestors will have a park of some kind, whether it be a sports park or a park of bridges, wildlife, or wetlands, or for children for a play, even a track to walk on, every city. And to be able to set up planning for long-term living for people to come to Israel as long as the Most High and the people of Israel live forever. This is going to be very important that we plan long-term living. But we need to preserve our wildlife, natural parks and reserves. This is very important. At the same time, we need to do maintenance and provide ultimate transportation and look for the most desirable transportation means possible. It means traveling by air. I request that we have 27 towers built throughout the country, that we will have Airbus that will land on top of these Airbus ports 22 to 23 towers high, that the Airbus will stand on top, and that it will cut in half transportation on the road. Also, our sports facilities that our athletes can travel by air or by sea, to the sports facility that they are going to be desired to play sports at. That we try to eliminate road travel and contain the traveling on the road by bus, by cars. As far as delivery systems, you want to keep as much traffic off the road and to have GPS for all of the entire country. GPS for everything, all the residents, all business, all commerce, and the proper address for GPS. Development and planning engineers will make sure this is done. Developments or developers to mask out the land, to put the land in 17 provinces. And once we do that, we put everything within those provinces and then make them available for GPS and transportation and delivery for all services and trading with other countries. To enhance the roads and to be able to have GPS locators to deliver all business, even open markets, that we should label all markets that are labeled. As far as the marketing for open markets, well, they will be in the provinces. I believe that if we can have 230 to 250 markets in one city, that we will have at least two open markets in a province. It would turn out to be right about 9,000 open markets for business, for foreign vendors, and for domestic vendors to be able to sell, buy, and trade, whether you have high skill or low skill. In other words, if you want to do business and you have an open market, that you would be able to have a booth outside that's open to the market. If you just do foot washing or fingernail cuttings or shaving or trimming beards or haircuts outside, cutting toenails, painting fingernails, whatever your skills are, there's a booth that you'll be able to use outside, or adjusting glasses or cleaning glass frames or repairing telephones or PCs, whatever your skills are. If there's a brick and mortar building that you do not have and you are poor and cannot afford brick and mortar business, then you should look to having a outdoor market, whether you're selling fruits, vegetables, or you have an open cafe or restaurant, even selling things as far as household products. This is a poor people business opportunity for them to be able to sell, to have a business. Or you sell basket weaving, or you have a skill weaving baskets, that you have a place to be able to sell baskets or shoes or hats, whatever your skill is, or t-shirt making, baseball caps, whatever you do, whatever your skills are, for poor people business opportunities that have an open market facility. Or if where you live, if there's a place where they sell oak, pecans, or walnuts, or even onions, you can peel them, cut them, dice them, put them in bags, and sell them, whether it be to a hotel, restaurant, or to business, or to people in residential homes. Okay, this ends the segment on Infrastructure Engineers, Planning, Government, Housing, and Long-Term Development Board. Thank you for listening. And this is the segment 15, on requests for courtesies. Customs courtesies. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Until we meet again, mitzvah. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.